Within minutes in this video, you will understand why following a proven system is the real difference in your IGCSE success. If you think you need to be extremely smart, or that you have to study insane amount of hours, or you need to memorize a massive number of equations, let me tell you this very clearly. That is not the secret. The real secret to excelling in your IGCSEs is an organized, proven system. Without a system, forget it. Being smart is not the key. Memorization doesn't help. Studying a lot won't save you. And I actually feel your frustration, because one day I was an IGCSE student and there were times where I felt like I was lost. I didn't know where to start. I didn't know how to study. I actually did not even know if it's working. I did not know if it was gonna get results. And if am I on the right track or not? So that was a very frustrating feeling. Now, the worst feeling is, will I be done? Will I finish everything on time? Will I finish studying the content and solving all the past papers on time? That is also a very concerning feeling. So if you feel like your vision isn't clear, or you feel like you're telling yourself, oh, let me see if this works. Guys, you're not a guinea pig. You're not trying to see if it works. So if your thinking is like, oh, I want to see if it works, then just know that you are not moving in the right direction. So let me ask you another question. Very, very important question. How do you know that you are studying using a system or doing random things? Now, here's the thing. I want you, and that's why I'm saying this is really important, please look at your desk. Look at the device you're studying from, your laptop, your iPad, and look and see how many resources are you studying from? How many notes are there? How many textbooks are downloaded or purchased? How many YouTube videos are you watching? How many resources in general for every subject? If you have many resources for every subject, but you do not have a clear plan, then you're just consuming effort and you're not building results. And then there's another important question. So the first question, remember, is to look at how many resources you're studying from. The second important question is, do you have an anxiety? Do you have this feeling of being worried, this anxiety? You know, an anxiety is not because the subject is complicated, and it's not because the exams are hard. The anxiety comes from only one thing: the absence of an organized system. The real reason for an anxiety is not having a clear study plan that you follow step by step. So, and by the way, a student who has a system, even if they are below average student, but if they have a system, will outperform the genius student who's just working randomly. And so you're gonna ask me, Miss, what is that system that you're talking about? Now, the system does 6 amazing things. A system, number 1, makes you know exactly what you do every single day. You know exactly what you're doing on Sunday, what you're doing on Monday, and so on. That's number 1. Number 2, the system allows you to measure your progress. You know exactly what your level is. Number 3, a system helps you clearly identify what your weak points are. So exactly where in the syllabus, where in the content do you have a problem, and which type of questions you have a problem with. So some students will tell me, Miss, the multiple choice for me is a little bit of a problem, or questions that are long, the 6-marker question, the plan and experiment question, So a system helps you identify those weak areas, things that you need to work a little bit more on. A system also makes you ready to take an exam confidently. If you take an exam right now, you're going to sit down calmly and confidently and do the exam on time and finish it on time. A system also, I think this is number 5, removes an anxiety. That is important. I do not want you to study with negative feelings. I want you to study with excitement, with enthusiasm. I want you to actually enjoy the process. And then number 6, a system transfers a lost student who doesn't know what they're doing to a student who is in control. Now, let me give you a personal example. When I was an IGCSE student, I really struggled. Now, a lot of students think that I did not struggle as a student at all. Here's the truth. I only loved 3 subjects, and that's it. Everything else was a struggle. So, especially at the beginning, later, I did not struggle at all because I had a system. So there was this subject that I struggled a lot with, and this subject was computer science. And so I used to get a D, A, B, C, D. Can you imagine? I used to get a D in that subject. And I refused to sit for the board exam. I did not sit for the board exam because I was not ready. I knew what was going to happen if I sit for the board exam. And so I told my parents, I cannot do this subject. And by the way, they hired all computer science teachers that are available in my area. And back then, there was no online. It was only in person. And so the options were very, very limited. But they did their best. They hired everybody to help me and nothing. And I thought that the problem is in me. I have a problem. I seriously just cannot understand this subject. However, we found an amazing teacher. Now, she did two things. Number one, she made me finally understand computer science. Finally. But the second thing, which is more important, is she had a clear vision. She had a system. She knew exactly what to do, and I knew exactly what to do. And she knew exactly how to, what exactly is going to be done on week 1, week 2, week 3, and so on. And then I knew how to solve past papers, how to read the question, how to analyze the question, what exactly to write. And so in only 4 months, she helped me go from a grade D to a grade A star. Now, I know that the new grading system is now 9, 8, 7, 6, and so on. But imagine going from a grade 5 to a grade 9. Like that's how big of a jump I went. Just because she had a system. She was very organized. She knew what she was doing. And so it's not because I became smarter or I became a study machine. No, the teacher provided me with an organized plan. And so it's about having a vision. It's about having a plan. A system really walks you step by step. Now, there's another thing about having a system. A good system is circular. What do I mean by circular? It has certain steps, and then you repeat those steps again and again and again and again and again. And so, for example, the course I teach, I have a system made of 4 steps. Step number 1, you attend the live session with me and you focus and you answer my questions and you participate and you ask questions. That's number 1, attend the live session. Number 2, solve the homework. Duh, right? That is very something that happens with all courses, right? You solve the homework. Number 3, you watch my video solution because I have recorded the video solution for each lesson. And so you watch how the teacher is actually solving the work. And then number 4, you look at your mistakes after the grader sends you back your grades, your graded paper. You look at your mistakes. You review them, and you highlight them with a yellow highlighter, and you make sure you do not repeat those mistakes. And so it is a system made of 4 steps, and then you repeat the first step again. So say, for example, the lesson is Saturday and Wednesday. Saturday, you attend with me the lesson. Sunday, you solve the homework, watch my solution video. The next day, you look at the grader's feedback. Wednesday, you do the 4 steps again. The next Saturday, you do the 4 steps again. And so you do the 4 steps in a circular movement again and again and again and again for 64 lessons. And so by the end of the 64 lessons, I've divided the curriculum into 64 lessons. By the end of the 64 lessons, you are an expert in chemistry. You are ready to take an exam. You solve an exam and you get an A star from the first time. And so that is a really important tip, is to make sure that your system is circular. So now I told you the real secret to success. It's having a proven, organized system. Not being smart, not studying more, not memorizing more. And by the way, I'm going to record you a video where I'm going to talk about memorization, because a lot of students think that chemistry needs memorization. Guys, you do not need to memorize anything, all right? Barely. You can just understand the whole thing and be able to solve questions easily and get a grade 9 easily. And so it's not about being smart. It's about having a system, and a system removes an anxiety. And by the way, an anxiety is not lack of time or lack of understanding or the difficulty of exams. An anxiety comes from randomness, not knowing what you're doing. All right. So you're going to say, Miss, what should I do now? Give me steps. Give me something practical. Now, you're going to do 3 things now, all right? Now that you watch this video and you understand exactly why a system is the secret, is the most important thing. I want you to do 3 things. Number 1, write a clear weekly plan. No random studying. Clarify exactly what you're doing every single day and how do you measure your progress. Number 2, choose one main source of studying. Do not study from 1,000 books or a gazillion YouTube channels. And number 3, get follow-up from someone who understands the journey properly, someone who've been there. So if you do those three things, everything will become clearer and all the fear and the anxiety will completely decrease because you know exactly what to do.